Hello and welcome to today's video. In today's video, we're going to be talking about the concept of working smarter and not harder when it comes to programming or game dev or basically just anything in your life where this is kind of applicable. This video was kind of inspired by this tweet. So, to the lame gamers crying foul at lazy devs reusing animation or assets, boy do I have news for you about programmers. Sedona then goes on to say, I honestly appreciate all the programmers not only being okay with me throwing them under the bus, but also absolutely owning up to it. And this was kind of spurred on late last year with the reveal of the new God of War game. The trailer for that debuted, and instantly there was people underneath complaining about how the animation, I think it was of the main character getting into a canoe, that animation was the same and it hadn't changed over the previous game, and there was kind of people making compilation videos of before and after and kind of showing them side by side. It's like people do this all throughout life. Like, why work harder when you can just work smarter and keep yourself organized and reuse pieces where it's necessary? And you know, Disney have been doing this for years. There's loads of examples about animations that were in one Disney film are just totally reused for other Disney films. So how can we actually put this into practice? How can we work smarter and not harder? And how can you go about keeping your code library neat and organized to reuse for future projects? Well, if I jump over into Unity, we're in Unity. I've got my utility project, and this is a project that's on Unity 2020.3. and this is the LTS version. So I know that this is going to have long-term support and they're going to keep upgrading this version of the engine. So it's quite a safe bet to have my scripts in. And you can see that over here, I've got a folder called dputils. And underneath this, I've got lots of other little folders. So I've got components, editor, event channels, helpers, systems, textures. So it's not just about code, like textures, just as a quick example. In my particles, I commonly use these shapes for particle systems, and I had to keep on copying them from different folders or just remaking them because I forgot I'd made them previously. But now they're just sat in this folder, ready to be used when I need them. There's UI elements as well, like Kenny Assets panels, and the great keyboard prompt pack as well. Over in my systems, we've got the save load system, inventory system, time and date system, timers. These are things that I've made previously in their own separate projects, prototyped them, got them working, and once they were in a stable enough position, I'd then copy those scripts into this utility project folder, set them all up, make sure they're working in this folder, and then they're done. They're there for me to access in the future. For example, my inventory system here. So I've got my inventory system set up. This is the tutorial series that's currently active on the channel. And I can walk over, I can pick up these items, I can come over to this chest, I can put them in the chest, hit back, hit save, we can come out of this, load it back up, hit load, the items that are already picked up get deleted, I can come over and I can get my stuff back out of the chest. Now this inventory system took ages to build and get it all working in a way that kind of makes sense to me. So if I start another project, and a lot of games have inventory systems, you pick stuff up in the world and interact with it and you have to hold it and keep a reference to it. Why would I go about rewriting this code every time I need an inventory system? It just makes no sense. So I have it here in this project, and I've got the save load system sort of set up here as well. And I can copy these scripts into all my other projects where I will need to save and load, or I'll need an inventory system. And it's really good as well. So if I open up one of these scripts, it's of course good practice to put these into namespaces. And you'll see that the namespace matches the folder structure. It doesn't need to, of course. You can put whatever you want for your namespaces, but it just makes sense. So if I'm using the dputils systems save load namespace, I know I'm in the dputils systems save load system. So the namespace matches the utility project. So I know exactly, if I'm in a script or it's referencing a certain namespace, I know exactly where to find the associated scripts. Once you've got your utility project all set up like this, how would you go about getting them into another project? So what you do is you come up to Assets, Export Package. Let's just select None to unselect kind of everything that we don't need. And I'm just going to recheck dputils. And it's going to have all of my scripts kind of checked now, and all of that folder structure will remain intact. So now I can click on Export, and I've already saved it out, so I'll just overwrite dputils, hit yes, save that out. So once it's done its thing, it'll open up the exported packages window. So now if I go into a different project, so if I come over here, I've been working on a little prototype to kind of recreate Slime Rancher's mechanics. So you can see we've got the slimes in the world, and I can suck them in. I've got these particles here. But now I want to change that particle system to have one of my other particle assets that I've already made. So I can go up here to Assets. I can import package and select custom package. Or what you can do is you can drag the actual package file here. You can just drag that into the project folder. So here it'll bring up the import Unity package folder. And now you can choose to import the whole file structure. But what I'm just going to do is I'm just going to come down to the textures folder here, and I'm just going to bring in my particle folder. So I'll hit import. And you see that the folder structure has come in, so it's DP utils, textures, particles, and I've got my particle system here. And now if I go over to the materials, I go to my vacuum particle material, we can open up this base map, and I can come up here and I can get my particle texture. So now that's those triangles, and then we can preview the particles. So we come over, we can see those kind of triangles now, and I know I need to give them a random starting rotation. Oh. And because the particle's different, I could probably bump up, oh god, that's too much. I can bump up the start size. So now that was how easy it was. And you'll notice that they even come in kind of, you know, texture type is already set as sprite. All of the settings are already there because you've already done it once, because it's a pain to bring in sprites, then have to import them and then change texture type. Then change the texture type to Sprite 2D, and then hit apply, and then wait for it to do that. So it's already done. That's already done for you. It just saves so much time. It was annoying me that you could see the square around those particles, but you can see how easy that was to get something in. I've got an inventory system sort of set up with this Vac-Pack. I did rewrite this one from scratch because it has to be slightly different, but I could have totally took the inventory system from my utility package, brought that in, tweaked it slightly, because once they're in, you can obviously go and edit the scripts. You don't have to keep them exactly the same. So yeah, I don't want this video to run on too long. It's a very simple concept, but it's just something that you should keep in mind going forward. Work smart, keep stuff modular, keep things organized. Once it's working in whatever project, copy and paste that script into a utility project. It's on an LTS version of the engine. You can keep it updated if you need to. And you can obviously make a copy of the project, upgrade the project files to a different engine version if you need to ensure compatibility in that way. But yeah, hopefully this quick video was useful to you. If it was, or even if it wasn't, let me know in the comments below. I'm going to make my utility project files available to Patreons. Until the end of January, anyone who becomes a patron at any tier will get access to the utility project files. And then from January onwards, I'm going to introduce a new tier, and the utility project will be exclusive to that tier. So if you want to work extra smart and just have access to an inventory system and a save load system and have this package as I update it, I'll do all the work for you. If you want that, there's a link to Patreon in the description below. If you want to discuss the tips in this video a bit further, why not join the Discord? Again, there is a link to that below. But in the meantime, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!